What's up, weirdos? What's going on, guys? All right, special edition video. We have the ZBEC Ecosystem Spaces AI edition, Artificial Intelligence edition that happened today. And we're going to play it here. Like I said before, a lot of you guys don't have X, so you don't get access to this stuff. Very bullish stuff coming out of this Spaces, guys. Big shout out to ZBEC for all of their hard work, guys. Doing at least one Spaces a week. Absolutely fantastic transparency. I could not be more bullish. ZBEC, as a result, is actually up 12.5% while the market is down today. It was up way bigger earlier today. But yeah, so before we get into it, guys, just a quick, again, reminder, shout out to the channel sponsor, Decent Biometric Wallet. Use our link down below, guys. Get a phenomenal deal. Keep your crypto safe. Keep it off exchanges, not your keys, not your coins. And also, if you need mentorship in this space, get over to the Patreon, guys. We have mentorship programs. You can book yourself into our mentorship coaching calls. Every single day we have them, so you can book yourself into some and learn everything you need to know about portfolio structure, exit strategies, profit-taking plans, rolling profits from one project to the other, identifying studs from duds, hot wallets, cold wallets, technical analysis, tokenomics, how to do research, how to vet teams, and so much more, guys. We also have micro cap gem videos over there as well. I just dropped one yesterday with 3 gems. You're not going to want to miss out on these utility plays, guys, before they pump like ZBEC did. You want to get in early on those kinds of plays? Get over to the Patreon. The link is down below, guys. And without further ado, I will leave you to it with the Spaces for ZBEC AI edition. Let's get into it.
Check.
Mic check. I can hear you good. How you doing?
Fantastic. I'm in the car driving, so I was just double checking for the first time if it's gonna be all right. It's perfect.
Yeah, great stuff. Okay, well, be safe, and I'll get to you first when we come to speak with our projects that are joining us today.
Fantastic. Sounds good.
Nice one.
So, Ben, you good?
Yeah, man, I'm great. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Just busy as always, but it's the middle of the week, so I can't complain, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. We're waiting for a couple of other folks to join. So we've got the team from AI Tech and the team from Julia to join.
Right. So just following up with them. They should be up soon, but
cool. There's Julia. I can see Julia in the crowd now, so I'm going to invite them to speak.
All right. Yep, I see them too. And then
we can get moving in a moment. That's all good.
Yeah, all good. And I'm not sure if it's Agent Forge.
Let's have a look.
I know they are working with. They're powered by AI Tech.
Cool. Okay. Well,
I'm not sure if it's them. Yeah.
Welcome everyone else, by the way. Thank you so much for bearing with us. It's great. Oh, there's AI Tech now.
And then Agent Forge is our speaker. So yes, so we were right.
Got you. Okay. So AI Tech up as a silent speaker, and then Agent Forge coming up to do their thing.
Yep. So
love that. Okay. Well, thanks, JJ. I appreciate you getting us set up. I think we're ready to go.
Yes, Sirski. Take it away if you want.
Yeah, I will do. Okay. Well, look. Welcome to this Spaces about the future of AI in Web3. I am Ben White. I am here representing ZBEC today. Simon, COO, is actually not available right now. He is furthering our mission, the ZBEC mission, into AI. He's currently at London Tech Week. It's really busy there, and so he has said rather than try to dial in and be super busy and noisy in the background, he's cool for me to run things today. So welcome everyone. Really pleased to be hosting this one. We've got some amazing projects up who are joining us, and I think really this one today is less about, when you've been listening to us talking about the future for ZBEC and the ZBEC network, in its entirety. You know, there have been a lot of amazing announcements regarding mergers and acquisitions and partnerships. Today, what we wanted to do really is just shine a light on some other great projects out there who are either adopting our technology, or we're working with to adopt theirs, or we've got a bit of a partnership running. And I think one of the things that's super important to focus on here is that, you know, there is absolutely no doubt that AI and Web3 are intrinsically linked when it comes to the future of commerce, of communication, of tech, you know, and all of those different things that go with it. And I think I was speaking to Simon this morning because he wanted to just brief me before we came on. And when Zebek are talking about that, really, they're talking about three core pillars that they're really starting to integrate AI into. The first of those pillars is obviously the Zebek smart payments, you know, things that make Zebek low cost, frictionless, you know, hyper UX, UI experience. And, you know, that's something that we're using AI actively to enhance. The second of those pillars is fraud detection and fraud prevention. You know, using AI as a means to detect accounts or nefarious links, individuals, people who are, you know, out to, you know, not do the right thing in terms of what the Zebek network is all about and what it's trying to achieve, which is empowering people to be in control of their finance. You know, we're using AI tech to detect that and also prevent it. And then the third pillar, and you know, this is where now the partnership with GateKnox, well, the acquisition of GateKnox, in fact, right, is really starting to develop that, and which is the KYC and KYB solutions. You know, you won't know yet, but in last week I spent some time in London with Simon and a few of the guys from Science Card who we spoke to last week, and also the guys from GateKnox, and we were pulling together some really exciting content that we're going to be sharing with everyone in the next week or two. And we were talking about like the future of KYC and KYB and what that looks like in terms of like verification. It's a very, very different world we're going into, and AI is really at the forefront of smoothing out and streamlining those processes, but also just making sure that that, you know, everything that we ought to be doing is being done really robustly. So that's what Zebek is doing when it comes to kind of AI and in the future of Web3. And what we wanted to do today was just invite some other guests to come up and talk a little bit about what they're doing and how they're doing it, and talk about their platform and maybe how, you know, the Zebek and them can be working closer together, or have some shared ethos and experience. So with that said, JJ, I don't know if there's anything else you want to add. I'm just happy to get into it and start speaking to the crew here.
No, I think you hit everything right in the head. So yeah, let's get it started and open it to the guests.
Love that. Okay, well, look, I'm going to put this first to Spectre, and I think we've got Sunny there. I think you're driving, sir, so I'm gonna come to you first. I guess Spectre's already
Perfect.
Live. It would be amazing if you could give us a bit of an overview of who what you are and what it is, but also, like, you know, tell us a bit about how your users are interacting with your tools, etc.
Absolutely. So you can hear me loud and clear?
Perfect.
Fantastic. All right. So hello, everyone. Thank you very much for the invitation. I'm Sunny, the founder of Spectrai. Obviously, before I go into what Spectrai is, I just want to say, you know, you guys at Zebek are absolutely killing it. I mean, the recent, you know, performance, the used acquisitions last month, I mean, just hats off. So I just want to put it out there. So, you know, always in life, you got to look up to people who are doing great things. So beautiful benchmark set right there. So congratulations. So yeah, Spectrai, like I said, I'm Sunny. I am the founder of Spectrai, and we predominantly basically are an AI research platform, right? So predominantly we began actually as an AI prediction solutions, and we pivoted to creating an all-in-one unique AI research platform interface that compartmentalizes I'll just say Web3 data in such a way where there's just so many different streams of information, right? For investors who are coming from different kind of with different kinds of needs. So we've created a very visually appealing UI. We have a plethora of different functions and utilities that basically allow investors to find their own niche while doing their own research, right? As we know, it's not 2021, it's 2025. The level of research, the level of scrutiny for projects, especially in an age of very heavy dilution. It's not like it's 2021 where there was 2,000 or 3,000 projects. We're talking about over 10,000, let's say, legitimate, with over another million launching. We call it, whether it's pump fund or different chains, there's just a lot. People are inundated with information everywhere, and it's not just in crypto or Web3 and blockchain, but when it comes to marketing, any kind of piece of information now, we live in a 1 second span attention economy. So this is where kind of Spectrai comes in, where we have developed a platform that allows people to kind of centralize their research, their kind of education, right? We have, as of I think 8 months ago, we developed our first AI on-chain search engine. That's our first kind of product that we have developed, and I'll already come up with the good news that as of last Friday, we've deployed a second AI platform, which is the AI screener, right? So it's more like more on-chain, more fast-paced. In a kind of nutshell, Spectra would be what people will see CMC or CoinGecko, but with far more intrinsic information, visual data, and a lot more do your own research for projects, right? So if people want, let's say, to, I don't know, explore AI tech or Zebek, for instance, they'll go to our app, they would see the visual X connections of, who are those projects interacting with, whether it's KOLs or more. Then people want to see the sentiment surrounding the project. Then we have a very robust 50 different endpoints, which are harnessing via AI a lot of data to kind of give a proper sentiment score. And then there's something, as we know, technical analysis. Now, our nucleus is not people who are in Telegram or X that are basically actively just in the so-called trenches for 10-12 hours a day. Not everybody has that time, the so-called, let's say, quote unquote retail. So our job is to make sure that we try and streamline that information for people who don't have that much time and give them information. So when it comes to, let's say, technical analysis, people don't know where the support or resistance zones are, where the demand is. So our AI shows that. There's a lot of information and education around it. Every single project has its own profile, so we do that. We have obviously we're creating our Monarch AI agent, which is a conversational AI that gives people the ability to converse. That's in our internal beta mode right now. So I could name drop probably 20 or 30 or 40 different utilities, but I just kind of want to say that we have over 12 developers constantly working, incessant work to just keep on deploying so many features for people to kind of give them a daily tangible use case, which is very important. And before I kind of conclude this speech, the second part of what we're building behind the scenes, which I don't speak about much often, but we're building a very big API structure, a big infrastructure of data with sentiment, with technical information that obviously later will turn into proper subscriptions and down the line revenue. So basically, in a nutshell, we're creating an infrastructure that will allow people to be holders or investors with dividends of something that is like a CMC, but with far more deeper angles and different revenue streams. So that's kind of like the ethos of Spectrai AI, just to be within the community in time. So we're building something from the brand and the foundation of the app first, and then we're going to be going to higher echelons, trying to be a very multi-cycle project, right? So this is one of my main genesis kind of pathways where I want Spectrai to be a multi-cycle project, as much as obviously the market does allow. So when it comes to runway and making very proper partnerships and building first and foremost an incredible community, because without that we will be nothing and nobody would. Communities are absolutely the key for me. I'm a community man at heart. So yeah, that will be Spectrai AI. Please check out our platform if you want access to the beta. It's live, so you can you can see an actual app, tangible mobile edition as well. So yeah, here we are.
Love that. Thank you, Sunny. I guess the other thing I was going to ask is, how can people get involved? Where can they find you? Obviously, they can follow Spectre, here on X. But are there other things that you're running, other campaigns that you've got live at the moment? Before I pass over to another member of the panel.
Well, obviously, X would be probably the main thing. The main core Telegram group would be where everybody's at, right? So our main Telegram, so that can be found on the website. So obviously, we have a fantastic group of people there. We also have a lot of private groups where it's like for beta, feedback groups. We have obviously the whales group where a lot of committed Spectrai, let's say, whales always tinker together, always come up with amazing ideas as well. They just feel very part of this project, so that'll be there. And access to our apps will be basically on the website. So there's a big button there, right to the app. However, for the beta, you will need a DM on X or a DM in Telegram only for verified accounts. Obviously, make sure that it's us who are tagged as admins. We will give people access to the beta. We will whitelist, and yeah, that's where you can find us.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Sonny. Really appreciate that. Appreciate you joining us from the car too. And I don't want to keep you any longer. We're going to hand over to another project. I want to speak to the guys at AI Tech. I know we've got AI Tech up on stage, but we've also got Agent Forge up. And this is a platform also that has actually chosen Zebek to power the smart card that they've got live, which is amazing. So I guess first question is, introduce yourselves, introduce the project, but we'd love to understand what it was about the Zebek smart card that that really appealed to you guys and really kind of like swayed your decision to integrate that into the project that you're building.
Yep, thanks Benjamin for the question.
Love it.
So I'm the CMO for AI Tech, and to give you a quick intro about Solidus AI Tech. At Solidus, we're building one of the first Web3 powered AI infrastructure ecosystems, which is anchored by our HPC data center that is in Romania, Europe. Along with that, we have our upcoming compute marketplace that is going to launch within this month. But we do have our AI marketplace and AI Agent Forge, which is our main products. And just to give you a brief on those, I'll probably put John, who's using our Agent Forge account, to give you a brief on those. But to continue, we do also have a range of our community products, which is, i.e., the Tap Hub, AI Agent Tap Hub, the Launchpad. We have the debit card from Zebek, of course, and we have our upcoming VPN that we're close to launching. So at the core of our products is the AI Tech token, which is basically acting as a method of exchange to avail our services. And we're empowering and looking to empower developers, startups, enterprises, and institutions to seamlessly build, deploy, and scale their AI solutions across our decentralized ecosystem. So that's what we are. That's who we are. That's what we do. And I'll give it to John to quickly brief you on Agent Forge and what it is,
Nice
because
one.
that is our latest product.
Yeah.
I did want, yeah, so I did, yeah.
I love that. And John, welcome. It would be great to understand a bit more about Agent Forge. One of the things I'm also super curious about too, and your colleague here just mentioned that like you're empowering people to be able to create their own versions of this. I'd love to understand what that looks like in terms of like creating your own. How does that play out? Because it's there's a lot of hubris and a lot of hot air and noise in the AI space, and there are very few projects that I see that are really giving people tools that allow them to tangibly go about their business and create really exciting things. So would love to understand from your perspective, like, how that works. But tell us about Agent Forge first.
Yeah, definitely. So we launched the AI marketplace about October last year, and it was specifically focused for developers to come and deploy their solutions, whether that be APIs, LLM models, or AI apps, and essentially just generate revenue streams, another marketplace for them to add their products. What we noticed was we might be focusing too much on the developers and not too much on the AI hobbyists or enthusiasts, or even businesses that want to use AI but are unsure of the hurdle to cross to just use AI. That's when we decided to launch Agent Forge. Now, Agent Forge is a platform that allows anyone, literally anyone, to make AI workflows and just a team of agents to do a bunch of things. One of the most popular use cases we've seen is Obviously, everyone is in the era of social media, becoming KOLs and influencers, and you want to be as up to date with your information as possible. So we have a bunch of people making essentially workflows to find research topics based on the things that they post, and then use our LinkedIn and X agents to post on their behalf, which basically makes them very well versed in what they're saying. And obviously, the posts are fact checked as well. Some of the other workflows that we've seen is people making trading agents. Now, for example, you can have a workflow that fetches information from Twitter to check sentiment for a token, or let's say Trump just said something and you're worried the BTC is going to drop. You can essentially connect your wallet with one of the BSC agents on the platform. And as soon as Trump says something or Elon tweets something, you can just sell all of your BTC if you'd like. So there's a bunch of different workflows and examples that we've seen. And yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to a lot more cool stuff. But yeah, in a sense,
Amazing.
that's what I'm looking forward to.
How does it
But
work then? So, like, I'm really curious. Just to follow on from that question I asked a moment ago.
Yeah.
Like, someone new coming into you, obviously, maybe doesn't have a massive amount of experience when it comes to building and working with AI. What's the process that they would go through to create an agent? Is it about understanding like your interface and how the workflows are put together, or like what's the UX UI that people go through?
Yeah, so the AI agents itself, developing those is quite difficult. And that's why we have a bunch of agents that we've developed ourselves, some devs from the community, and also a bunch of other companies and projects that are trying to get their products out. So we have over 200 agents that's available on the Agent Marketplace tab. Now, you can pick these agents, and these agents have their own strengths and weaknesses. So you basically assemble a team. You head on over to our collaborator. That's the chat interface, similar to your chat GPTs if you'd like. You pick the agents that you'd like to use, and you essentially just add them into a team. Ask our orchestrator a question like, hey, find me the latest tweets from Trump and Elon and see how the sentiment is from the community, and should I sell my tokens? So essentially,
I
our
think we might
orchestrator
have lost
spends-
Ben.
Yeah.
Can you, or is it
I
me?
can hear them perfectly.
Oh, am I not audible?
Yeah, no, you are absolutely audible. I can hear you perfectly. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. JJ, you good? Can you hear?
Yeah, no, I lost agent, but all good, no worries.
Okay, no worries.
Fine.
Yeah, we're all set, man. We're good.
Okay.
We can hear. Carry on, John, as you were. Sorry. That was really interesting.
No worries, no worries. And yeah, so our orchestrator, that's the brains of the operation, figures out what agents does what in their strengths and says, okay, let me use the Twitter agent to go fetch sentiment analysis. Let me use the math agent to predict or create models on what's going to happen next. And then let me use the CoinGecko agent to find the latest price of Bitcoin and see the price history. And then the final agent would be your agent that's connected to your wallet to decide, do you have to sell or do you keep? So just one example of how this will work.
I love that. And how do people pay to use the service? Is it token based or?
So we have two modes of payment. We have the token-based pricing where you just use our AI Tech token
Sure.
and fund your account. The second way is by using a debit or credit card, and that's the perfect way to pay if you have the Zebet card as well.
Absolutely love that. Yeah, thank you so much, and appreciate you bringing the Zebet card into it there. I mean, we've obviously been thrilled the fact that you chose to integrate Zebet into your infrastructure. How's that been going down with the community?
Yeah, I think it's been pretty good. I think Tala has more information on this.
yeah,
Love
of
it.
course. So yeah, I can answer that question. It's been really positively taken from our community, especially our I would say the top holders or the diamond and the platinum tier holders that we have. They really like it. They really love it because it gives them a method of kind of using their tokens or crypto, whether it's AI tech, whether it's stables, whether it's any other tokens to use it in their real world, which has been really helpful to them. And as
I
we
think you've
progress,
switched as well, right, Talha?
I've
You
I've
started
switched
using-
as well. I've switched as well. Our founder Paul switched as well. we're all using Zebek cards because it's just easy to use, it's seamless, and there's no hassle. So
Love
that's
that.
the reason why I think yeah, so I'm literally telling everyone, all of my friends about it, who are into crypto and they need a debit card. We're getting the word out. It's an awesome product from your end. And the reason why we chose Zebek was because you guys are an awesome team. You guys have been working diligently towards this adoption, and it was very easy to integrate with you guys for the AI Tech debit card from Zebek. And the community loved it. It just adds in an additional utility for the token, and I think that's what we wanted.
Fantastic. Absolutely love that. Thank you so much, guys, for sharing that. If people want to get involved with AI Tech, how do they do it? What's the best way to get involved with the work that you guys are doing?
Well, to be involved, I would say follow our Twitter accounts or even our Telegram to be notified about our announcements. Um, and then obviously we have LinkedIn and other socials, but Telegram and X account is probably the best one you can follow. And you can ask all of your questions. We have a very good customer service team present in Telegram to answer any questions,
We
any
also
issues
have
you're
a good AI
facing.
agent.
And we do have AI agents there
Mhm.
as well who answer some questions as we should. So yeah, but just to give a bit of an alpha on this AMA, we are listing with Uphold in less than 24 hours, and
Amazing.
I've heard that there's some sort of rewards coming for Zebek holders on Uphold. So yeah.
That's incredible. Well, we love to hear that. Thank you so much for sharing that here. Really, really appreciate you guys. Let's speak to the team next. Who should we speak to next? The team from Julia, yeah?
Hey guys, how's it
Hey
going?
guys, how are you doing?
All good, all good. Thank you. I'm Adam here.
So, yeah, absolutely. Look, thank you so much for joining us. Great to catch up, and really, obviously awesome to have already heard from the two teams at Spectre and at AI Tech. Maybe do us the same and introduce yourselves and the Julia platform. We'd love to hear a bit more about what you guys are doing and what you're building.
Absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of exciting things going on, as you guys heard, right, in the previous projects as well. And that's the same thing for us as well. Julio OS is, I would say, quite a fresh project. We launched 2 months ago. We've already reached one milestone after the other. The whole purpose, the main goal for Julio OS is to enable everyone, not just developers, but everyone non-technical enthusiasts, everyone to be able to create agents and swarms and enter the space, because we noticed that there is a certain threshold for everyone to start creating agents, right? It's easy to engage in the community and sort of invest in AI projects, but do people actually create and test these products? Do they experiment with it? Do we actually have some technical progress? Well, what's the best way to do it? Well, you enable the whole community to be a part of it, right? That's exactly what we're trying to aim for at Julio OS, right? We initially started with an open source framework, which is the whole foundation of how Julia started. The framework is already out on GitHub. We have already activity there. It's about just creating your agent and swarm tailored to your own use case, right? To either whether you'd like to use a CLI mode, if you're not that technical, or even use templates, modules, right? To customize your own agents and deploy them, right? And that was sort of the whole ground start for Julia, right? But not everyone is a technical developer, right? Then we started to imagine ways of how we could enable people of less technical skills to join as well. And this is where the rest of our product line comes in the picture, right? This is where our DApp, all in one place AI platform, comes into the picture that we will launch soon as well, where everyone will be able to visualize their metrics, their agents on the dashboard, to create their agents, to create swarms, etc. We'll be plugging in mining features as well for the miner community. There will also be a lot of use cases for publishing and listing your agents and swarms in the DApp application, the AI platform. Along with that, we have a lot of exciting products that will come in the future that we will announce soon. And yeah, that's a whole wrap up of what Julio OS as a community ecosystem is. Yeah.
Amazing. And so are you guys live already, or are you moving towards going live? Sorry.
Yes, we're absolutely live. We've been live 2 months ago. That's where we
Love that. Okay, my bad. Apologies. And so what's that looking like in terms of like swarms is so I was reading an article a few months back, and it was like initially you have LLMs, then we have the era of the AI agent, and then very, very quickly behind that will be the era of the swarms. Can you give us a little bit more in terms of what swarms look like and how they operate? Because I think that's something that perhaps people have had less exposure to in the AI space right now.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a very good question as well. The whole just metaphorical idea of swarms is that just imagine you've got a ton of helpers, workers that are all working together to solve a big complex problem, right? Now, the problem can be a single purpose problem, or you can have a multi-purpose swarm as well that can solve multiple problems at once, right? And the idea is to sort of use the technology in a more efficient way to solve a problem much quicker, more efficient, and utilize the more modern tools as we have today. As agents can often be limited, whereas swarms you can scale them, right? Assuming that's possible, and then deploy them and solve any problem that you may have, even complex, whether it's DeFi trading, whether it's researching, whatever it might be, right? Yeah.
Love that. Thank you. Well, look, if people want to get involved with Julia, what's the process? What's the way to do it? What's the way into your community and what you're building?
The best way for you guys to be a part of the community is to engage, is to follow us on Twitter, to see all the announcement that's coming up, to join our Telegram, be active in the community, ask questions, spar with us, be a part of the development as well, contribute to the code, give feedback to whatever product we're launching, and in general, just be a part of the progress as well. Yeah.
I love that. That's awesome. Okay, well, look, guys, we're getting close to wrap time. I guess before we do that, though, one of the things I wanted to do was just ask a question to all of you, the same question, and just get your take on it, because this is a bit more of a kind of philosophical question that I'm just curious to get the input from people building in the AI space right now. So my question to you all, and feel free to just jump in when I ask it and give me your answer, is what's the biggest thing holding AI and Web3 back right now, and what do we as a priority need to work on to fix?
I'll try and chime in.
Love that. Thank you.
Obviously, we can look at this question from quite a few angles, right? From a philosophical perspective, we have to take out the tunnel vision, meaning that we are all in AI. So if you just look at about in your real life, if I will talk to family members or friends, a lot of people have massive apprehensions still, right? Kind of compare it to the .com boom era, right, where it took people quite a long time kind of for certain things to go mainstream. Now, with that being said, we are already seeing quite heavy advancements and a lot of people using it, but there's still quite also a big number that on a philosophical level are very worried about it, right? If I were to just chime in from like a psychological perspective. Now, in terms of Web3, it's not AIs who will replace humans, but humans using AI will, meaning that the amount of tools that we're doing, and I think the compartmentalization of those tools ultimately make our, the whole point of AI is to optimize work and efficiency, to optimize building in some form of capacity, right? So there's just so many amazing builders who are doing that. While all of this is happening, there is obviously, some repercussions, not the perfect, let's say, not the greatest actors out there who are trying to replicate it for the intrinsic value of monetary value, right? So let's create something in AI just for the hype and the brand of it, and it leads to some kind of liquidity extraction. But the true builders that are really here are, trust me, are sitting pondering 20 hours a day how to be in the AI race, how to make it better, and ultimately that kind of heavy brain thinking is giving us more and more amazing results, whether it's generative AI or in data of AI or managing operating systems, or having AI agents or swarms, multitasking in operations. They're just, we can even talk about medicine AI. There's just so many different pillars that everybody's trying to raise and kind of put their fingerprint on, right, from legitimate builders. So I just think that the cohesion of these massive, amazing brains, while trying to have a clear scope that there is also some bad actors in the space, will lead us to something good. But the beauty of decentralization is also a flaw, meaning we are free to create, but so are others, which can lead to different kind of angles. So that would be my kind of philosophical perspective on it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, does anyone else want to chime in?
Yeah, I've got a few words to throw in as well. I actually agree with a philosophical perspective. I think there's a technical perspective here as well to draw in. I think is that when there is a lot of irresponsible development happening in the sphere as well, as you have a lot of new innovative stuff happening as well, that might ruin the reputation a little bit. Dropping a new feature or launching a new technology tomorrow is not necessarily followed up by proper risk management, proper security features, and I think that scares big institutions, companies to actually adopt this technology, because that's where the big wave comes into the picture, right? And when you don't have these fundamental aspects in place, that scares a lot of people from entering the space as well, right? Let's say you've got the retail people coming in, but then you need institutions, you need big players to come and join the space as well. If these the foundational technical aspects of the product is not in place, people will not come and use the product. If the testing phase is not done, a lot of trading agents, for example, before we joined the space, I saw some projects that would run or launch some trading agents that have no form of risk management, no security aspect to it, and people would lose their funds, right? This all causes FUD, this all causes scare for everyone to now jump in and try it out, right? And this is something that we have to take more seriously, I think.
I completely agree. Absolutely. Anyone else want to finish up there before we wrap things up?
Yeah, for sure, Ben. So I'll move a bit away from what everyone's talking about, and this is kind of what we've been posting clips about, which is the AI agent economy that's going to happen quite soon, I believe. We've been talking to a bunch of projects about what they're building, and we've noticed the issue with the whole AI agent economy is the framework that they work on. In a couple of years, just like we have B2Bs and B2Cs, you're going to see a lot more A to As. I think Google just announced ADK and A to A. So there's a lot more of that buzz going on. And I feel like the agent economy is something that we need to pay attention to. And that's something that we're doing as well on Solidus AI Tech. Now, we have Agent Forge as a platform for humans to use AI agents. We're also trying to understand how we can make Agent Forge accessible to other AI agents. And you build this economy where AI agents are communicating with each other, paying each other for their services, and there's this whole big community of AI agents doing things.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Sorry, I interrupted. Was anyone else going to jump in there at the end? No, we're all good. Okay, well, look, guys, this has been a really, really interesting introduction to AI and the future of AI and Web3 for the Zebek community. JJ, I don't know about you. I thought that was really interesting. Probably something we should look to do again a bit more often.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna keep doing spaces I think on a weekly basis.
Absolutely, yeah.
On the Zebek Cards page. So featuring some of our guests like today, or not, some of our partners like today. So
yes.
Big shout out to obviously you, Ben, for hosting, and obviously Spectre, Julio OS, AI Tech. They've been awesome to work with. And if I'm not mistaken, Spectre and AI Tech cards are out. Julio OS will be coming soon.
Love that.
So yeah, super excited, and thank you guys for hopping on.
Amazing. Also, absolutely huge news there for the guys at AI Tech in terms of that that listing. I think that's really, really exciting stuff. So people should absolutely pay attention to what that might mean for Zebek holders.
Congrats absolutely. Congrats to AI Tech on their listing on Uphold. I think it's happening on Friday, if I'm not messing it up. And I think there's gonna be some rewards, as he said, for CBC
Tomorrow. It's tomorrow.
Tomorrow. There you go.
Insane. Love that. Well, good luck with that. I hope it all goes well. Thank you so much for coming up and joining us. I echo what JJ said there. Really appreciate you all for coming up and sharing your insight. Really, really interesting stuff. Thank you so much. And to anyone out there listening that wants to get involved, obviously highly recommend you follow all of these guys. And for anyone who's got any questions for Zebek, DMs as usual, come join us, come hang out, and we'll be happy to answer them for you. So thank you so much. JJ, when you're ready, man, wrap it up.
Absolutely. Again, thank you guys for showing up. Appreciate everybody that.
So there it is, guys. Very, very bullish. I'm actually going to reach out to the team and see if I can get some sort of an interview, even if it's just a small one, get some sort of an AMA in place. So hopefully we can get something going there. Very, very bullish stuff. I love how transparent they are, guys. Very, very bullish. So let me know what you guys think. And as always, like I said at the beginning, guys, get over to the Patreon for the mentorship programs and to get in early on microcap gems. And again, a shout out to the channel sponsor, Decent Biometric Wallet. Not your keys, not your coins. I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless.